Hey, what's going on, guys? This is a 2015 Tesla Model S, and we're gonna see if it's still worth it in 2024. Let's get into it. All right, guys, so right behind me, I got the Tesla. This is a 2015 Tesla Model S P85D. So I'm gonna break it down really quick. So in this video, we're gonna go over performance, features, and battery life, and we're gonna compare it to a modern day Tesla and see how it compares. All right, so if you get an older Model S, you're actually gonna get, vents running along the car, as well as a gear lever and, indicator switch, so you can actually hit a button. I know with the newer ones, there's actually just a button you press. I've driven one of those. I don't like that, to be honest. And you also still get the big navigation system, which is really nice. As far as all the, features on here, it can do the same thing as the newer Teslas. So when people typically buy Teslas, they think of self-driving, but anything below 2016 does not have self-driving. This car does not have cameras around the body. So if you want a self-driving feature, you might want to consider something a little newer than this, or just buying a new Tesla. You do get auto steer though, which this is still a Tesla. You still get really good lane assist features as well as following distance features. So it's still a very helpful feature to have, but if you want full self-driving, that's something to consider. So let's say you're considering an old Model S compared to a new Model 3. Well, with the Model S, you get way more trunk space because this thing's a hatchback. As you can see, you get way more room than a standard trunk. So one big factor we got to take into consideration with this is that the battery life is not the best. So with a performance model like this, you're getting 253 miles of range. A newer Model S, you're getting about 400. So if you do a lot of commuting, you may want to take that into consideration. However, this thing, one of the older models like this, it gets free supercharging for life. So if you don't drive that much and you just want a nice fun car to drive around, this may be the car for you. So when it comes to performance for a present day Model S, you're getting nearly the same acceleration. I believe it's 3.1 seconds. And if you're comparing this to a Model 3, it blows it out the water still. Besides, if you get a performance Model 3, which I believe is about 2.9 seconds. So it's a little bit faster. All right, so when it comes to performance, you're literally getting insane performance. So this thing has nearly 700 horsepower, and its 0 to 60 is about 3.2 seconds. Guys, so I wanted to drive this thing around and kind of talk about my experience so far. So yeah, so far I've had a lot of fun driving this. It's been really fun experiencing 700 horsepower, crazy acceleration. It's definitely something you gotta try out sometime. However though, would I buy something like this? I would, depending on the situation. So kind of look around. I'm driving around a city right now, in a town. If you live in an apartment around here or a little house, it may be nice, because if you're not doing a bunch of commuting, this will be the car for you, because you don't got to worry about charging this thing all the time, which could probably be frustrating. And your range isn't very long either, so it's like you can't really go on long trips. So that's something to think about. But with any model below 2016, depending on who purchased it or whatever, you could get free supercharging. So this one came with free supercharging when the owner bought it or whatever. So it's actually a really nice feature, and it's transferable to somebody new if they bought it. So if you wanted free charging and you wanted a cheaper Tesla, plenty of performance, this may be the car for you. You know what I mean? Like, that's actually a pretty good deal, because for example, like, you can probably buy one of these for like a new Camry, like over there. So it's something to really consider. But another aspect that kind of comes down to the battery again is, how long is the battery gonna last? Are you gonna have battery issues? How is this gonna be in the winter? All comes down to your situation. So definitely look into that. But yeah, comparing this to one of the newer Teslas, I definitely, I don't know. I mean, I don't feel much of a difference. I guess maybe you'll get like a difference in the interior, as well as, maybe some performance as well too. But I mean, if you're buying an older performance model, you don't even really have to worry about that, because you're already getting all that performance right away. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I think I've definitely enjoyed this more than the last one, just based off performance. Daily driving, it's still like the Teslas all feel the same to me as far as daily driving. They're just all really chill, quiet. I really love that. It just makes the experience better, especially if you're listening to music, stuff like that. It makes it pretty nice. So guys, I was doing a little bit of thinking, and this is kind of crazy, this car, because 700 horsepower and a 0 to 60 in 3.2 seconds. A lot of people don't realize how fast that is. I mean, for a reference, my Honda Civic is probably like 9 or 10 seconds, maybe somewhere around there. But you hear the number, but when you actually feel how fast that is, it's crazy. Because I mean, here's another reference point. Most people probably, when everyone thinks of a fast car, usually the first thing I feel like that comes to people's mind is like a Lamborghini or something like that. So think of like a Lamborghini Huracan. A new one is 0 to 60 is probably about like 2.8, somewhere around there. It's probably more close to like 3 seconds real life. But yeah, this thing basically can keep up with that. You know, first like maybe up to like 80 miles per hour or whatever. But that's actually really crazy. Like, especially if you bought this back in the day and compared it to, you know, other performance vehicles at the time, this thing was keeping up with them or beating them, which is really crazy. And you know, you can buy this amount of power for probably about like anywhere between $20,000 and $30,000. And if you want something like that, that's not an electric vehicle, you're probably, what? A Lamborghini is what, like 200 something thousand, maybe close to 3, depending on the one you get. So this thing is definitely a bargain if you just want something fun that has a lot of power. The only thing is though, is like if you buy an electric vehicle, you can't really add much more performance unless you, I'm sure there's a way you can do it, but it'll probably be really expensive. In the future, maybe electric vehicles might have more things you can do to them. But yeah, I don't know. It's a fun car, so let me know what you guys think. Would you buy something like this just for performance, or just because, you know, free charging, whatever it is? Just let me know what you guys think. I'm actually curious. But I'm probably gonna wrap this video up really quick, so. All right guys, so I really enjoyed filming this car today, and honestly, if you don't do a lot of commuting and you want a high performance vehicle, I definitely consider one of these. And honestly guys, if you want to see more videos like this, just let me know in the comments. So like the video if you liked it, comment if you have anything to share, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out guys.